Cheers to that. We're going to be millionaires. Wow, that peppermint schnapps. Ooh. Make sure to knock out the like button in the next 5 seconds.
Do you ever just get down on your knees and thank God that you know me?
Welcome back, Shade Squad. Let's talk about Mara stock. M-A-R-A, Marathon Digital Holdings. I just want to address two things. I had someone on X tell me that Mara stock is going to go to $6, $5, head and shoulders pattern. It's over for Mara. Mara's going to go down. And then on YouTube, someone was commenting, oh, you're going to get sued because, you don't know what you're doing and blah, blah, blah. He got blocked too because these two people they're idiots. They don't understand what I'm about to explain here. I'm in it for the big swing. Big swing means we're going to buy a big position and hold it. Whether it's 3 months, 6 months, we're going to make our money. Whether it's double, triple, whatever the case may be. Head and shoulders pattern, if it plays out, what's going to happen? It's going to go to 6. Let's say it does go to 6. Wow, it went to like $6 back then. And look what happened, 6 to 18. Whoa, I would have been an idiot back then if I listened to these bears saying it's going to tank. I would have been an idiot if I listened to them. Because I'd be like, oh my God, it is at 6. They were right. It's over. But it was nothing more than opportunity. Look at that, 6 to 18. Then it dropped back to 3. Oh no, it's over again. It's over. And then what happened? It rallied to 19. Then it came back to around 760. Oh no, it's over again. The bears were right. And it rallied to 30. And the cycle just rinse and repeat here. So, and then recently it came down to 10. Imagine listening to the bears and being like, oh no, they're right. It's going to go to 6. I'm just going to take the loss. Like that. It's so stupid. 10 to 20, a nice 100%er. So I've been accumulating buying here. I'm not trying to time no top, no bottom, whatever. I don't care. I'm just going to buy and I'm going to hold because I know it's going to work out in my favor. Long term, this thing is in the trading range on the yearly time frame. It always loves to come back to the top of that range. If it comes down to 3, cool. I'm not concerned because we've been there so many times. Anyways, on that quarterly time frame, there's that triangle here, wedge. We broke out, and the quarter's not over just yet. So we'll see how this quarter ends. But let me look at the previous July. I am curious. Here's this, man, really July? Yeah, no, we're nothing to be concerned about. In fact, if this is the breakout. I mean, the breakout happened here. If it holds, it's going to go to 30 again. This is a quarterly time frame. That is one hell of a time frame, guys. Like, look at that pattern. So, let's go to the monthly. On the monthly, we just, again, it's been nothing but sideways action since we got up here in July. 3 months of nothing but sideways. So 3 months of or 2 months, not my bad, because here we went to 21. So 2 months of nothing but sideways action. 2 months of nothing but opportunity to accumulate. Because once this breakout happens, you can see here on the monthly time frame. Look what's happening here on the MACD. Look at that. It's about to cross over. If that crossover is successful, every time we've gotten a crossover on the MACD, we get a huge surge here from 16 to a high of 30. Look at that crossover happening on this candle. It makes a pretty significant move when that crossover happens. Maybe it's going to coincide with the rate cuts that are coming. Same thing here, right? We got the crossover in the MACD. We surged from 9 to, 14? So a $5 move. So even if this just moves $5 to 20 bucks, I still made quite a bit of money. And I haven't added my big position because I'm looking at like 20K, 30K. On top of what I already have. I've been waiting, though, for the signal. I've been waiting for that crossover because then I can just buy in with the momentum and ride it up for the rest of the month in case of the monthly signal. The weekly time frame, funny enough, if you look at the weekly time frame, every time we get that crossover, it's a big surge that follows through. Also, this, I don't know if anyone else sees this, but this looks like a descending wedge is what it looks like. Oops. That's what that looks like to me. So we're going to break... No, wait, no, my bad. Maybe no, it's a channel to the downside. So that, yeah, if we break out... Wait, is this the MACD? This is the MACD. What am I doing? Yeah, there's no divergence here either. It's just doing what it's supposed to. But every crossover has led to a surge, right, on the weekly time frame. So it would be very, very funny if this coming week we get a huge surge to like 18 to 20 bucks. Because once this gets going, man. So watch out for these crossovers on the MACD, especially that weekly. What was I gonna? Oh yeah, I was gonna look at the RSI to see if there's any patterns there. The RSI. I need to remove the MACD. There we go. So this was a what, double bottom here on the RSI. Head and shoulders here. So you know what's funny is the people talking about, oh look, there's a head and shoulders, it's over. On the RSI, you could see clearly, because the RSI will show you the patterns much more clearly. That's a head and shoulders right there if I've ever seen one, and it did play out. That's what's funny. Look at this. It did play out, and it did send it lower, as you can see here, from 30 to 10. But here's the thing. Here's what those dummies don't understand. This entire drop. Well, guess what? Everything dropped at that point in time. At the beginning of this year, up until April, everything was dropping. SPY, QQQ, Nvidia, a lot of stocks dropped at that time. We had that short-term V-shaped bear market. Yeah, 4 months is short term. You don't want to be in a bear market that lasts a whole year. Those suck. So yeah. So this played out, and it makes sense that it played out, right? Because everything was bearish, and we were in a bearish trend. Right now, what these idiots don't understand on Twitter, what these dummies don't understand that leave these stupid comments saying, "Oh, you're gonna be wrong. People are gonna sue you. Blah blah blah. It's gonna go to 6." The head and shoulders pattern. Here's the thing with here's what they don't understand. We're in a bull market, right? We're in a bull market, and sure, there is a head and shoulders pattern. Sure, this is a weekly time frame, but this is a bull market, my friend. So what do you think is going to happen in a bull market? See, this pattern played out when it was in a bear market, though. If we're in a bull market and stocks are just going to continue to surge higher, what do you think is going to happen? We're just going to go higher. And these bearish patterns that people are seeing, they get invalidated. Why? Because we're in a different cycle. We're not in, if this was a bear market, if we were trending to the downside, then I'd be like, oh man, this bearish pattern, we're probably going to drop, right? I would have to agree. But because we're in a bull run, these patterns get invalidated and we surge higher. That's what ends up happening. So I don't see the, is this, I guess, what they're, I don't know, I don't see another, I don't see another shoulder here. I'm trying to find where's the other shoulder? If anything, this would have to create a lower shoulder. But it's not even, it's just been going sideways here. I don't know what these bears are seeing. You know what's funny is when you make the comparison to this head and shoulders to the other one. Right? This is the head right here. I mean, that's the shoulder, not the head. I don't see it. What? This is, I guess, what they're seeing here. Shoulder, head, and I guess this is the lower shoulder, and we would expect a drop, right? But that's Not what's happening. What's happening is instead we're just going sideways and buyers continue to show up. And we would expect a big retest of the 75 to 80 RSI resistance. I was waiting for $13. I thought we were going to go to 13, at least high 13s, low 14s. We can't. Sellers aren't even able to do that. That's what's funny. They were able to do it back then here, right? Every time back here they pushed it down to 14. Here they pushed it down to 14s. Here they pushed it down to high 13s, low 14s. Here they pushed it. Sellers were able to push it down to 10, but then buyers really showed up there. And right now we're not seeing that. Historically, actually, sellers are able to push us down to at least 14. In this case, it has not happened. They have not been able to push us down to high 13s, low 14s. They've been able to push us to mid 15s, but not any lower than that. So this strong support here is holding, and when we break out, it's gonna get so volatile. So I think anyone short on this is gonna get destroyed, absolutely destroyed, because I guess that these shorts must be really stupid. Like they must be very inexperienced because of the fact that they're shorting based on a head and shoulders pattern in a bull market. If it was a head and shoulders pattern in a bear market, I would have agreed, like, let's short this all the way down. But that's not where we're at. We're in a bull market. And I know we're in a bull market. I can show you that. Let me look at SPY. Didn't SPY create new highs? Whoa. Oh my God. It's almost like we're in a bull market. Look at that. Oh, whoa. SPY, new highs. Whoa. Oh my God. It's almost like we just, whoa. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's so, there's a complete lack of, what's the word I'm looking for here? The people who are bearish right now because of the head and shoulders pattern, there's a complete lack of understanding in terms of the current, what the current structure is and why we're moving the way we are. If it was bearish, we should have already dropped. Why haven't sellers been able to push us down? Why? They had every opportunity for the past 2 months to really push the stock down. They haven't been able to. They have not shown up. And we're still in a bull run, as I just showed you on SPY. And Mara stock in particular tends to lag. It's usually not the first mover, and I can prove that to you. Let me show you why. This is something very interesting as well that these dumb bears don't take into account. Okay, let me show you why Mara stock tends to lag. Okay, I'm going to go to the monthly time frame, right? You can see here it has not gotten its monthly MACD crossover. We know when that happens, we're going to get quite the surge, right? We're going to get like a $6 to $10 move, maybe even more. But it hasn't happened yet on Mara stock, right? It hasn't. This could be the month, which would lead to a surge maybe next month as well. But it has not happened. And now let's look at what is it, Riot stock? Let's take a look at Riot stock. Let's just look at this. Whoa, Riot stock kind of looks, it looks kind of like you would expect, right? It just follows Bitcoin. Riot stock, it got its crossover on the monthly time frame back in June. It already got its monthly crossover. It already happened back in June. June, July, August. 3 months. For 3 months. 3 months ago, it got its crossover signal. And if you had bought on that signal, you could have made like 50% if you used it as a signal. Obviously, we bought under 10, so you could have made more. Because we were using the 200 WMA strategy, not the MACD monthly crossover strategy. But either way, look at this. This already happened 3 months ago. This already got its crossover 3 months ago. And look what kind of surge it led to. It has not happened for Mara stock. And that's how I know it's lagging. So I know the bears watching this, you better be shaking if you're in a big bearish position. Because, big short position. Because if this crossover is successful, every time it's happened, like I just showed you, very, very big surge happens. especially recently because of how much more volatile it is compared to its past, right? So there you go, a little lesson for the shorts, the stupid, dumb shorts. They're just retarded. I don't get it. I don't know how. There's people who have told me they bet against me. Anything I do, they do the opposite. So I feel sorry for those people because I have a 90% win rate. So they must be losing quite a bit of money. And I don't know. I guess they keep shorting my plays, hoping to one day be right, just so they can stick it to me. But it's like I rarely lose. The worst call I had this year was color stock. So I mean, and I've been telling you guys for the past couple of videos, color stock just shorted to the ground because that one is actually bearish. See, this is a good example too. Let me teach the bears something. You're shorting the wrong stock. What you should be shorting is color stock. Look at that. Oh my God, it just keeps going down. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas to the bears here. Look at this. Now that's bearish. And now that's in the downtrend. If this forms a head and shoulders pattern somewhere, you better believe it's going to play out. You better believe that. So, like, this makes sense to short. It gets inside a box here, goes lower. It gets inside another trading range, goes lower. Another trading range goes lower. This is a short's dream right here, and a long's nightmare. This is an example of something you would short. This is an example of a stock. When you see a bearish head and shoulders, you go short on that thing. But for some reason, people want to look at Mara stock and think, oh, this is just like color, but it's not. That's the funny thing. So there you go. Just a little lesson for the shorts. They're going to get absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. So, yeah. So some big signals coming this month, this coming week as well. And that would, I mean, if these crossovers happen, we're breaking out of this range. And again, it's going to move fast. It's going to, like, this is going to close that gap to 18 pretty quick. That's the thing about volatility with something like Mara stock. The volatility is going to send it up and down, $4 or $5. So when it goes down $5, I know it sucks. Like, oh my God, it just dropped $5. But that also means to the upside, we're going to move quite a bit. And this one's volatile, so you would expect this to move up and down like $5 to $6. And just keep in mind, once we get into the 20s range, it becomes even more volatile. Like, it really starts moving up and down like crazy. Like here you can see move 19 to 21.5 here, from 19 to 20. Like it can start moving up and down like $1 to $3 depending on where we're at. Like about mid 20s is when and 30s we just start. Look at this. Look at these big candles here. It gets volatile the higher we go. So that's something to keep in mind is you got to adapt to the volatility changes as well as we surge higher. So there's I know this stock like the back of my hand, shorts. You're not going to convince me to sell. If anything, I'm going to add another 2,000 shares because I do intend to add at least 50K, maybe 80K. Because Mara is my bread and butter. It's my bread and butter. This is like, this and Nvidia are my bread and butter. I'm waiting for Nvidia to break out so I can buy leaps on that as well. So you just can't convince me, shorts, that it's going to tank. You just can't. And even if it does, every time it's done, come down to $10, $3, $5, guess what? It's always risen back up. So what is the concern here? And you look at that yearly time frame. What do you see? What do you see on that yearly time frame? Oh, whoa, look at this. It's just going sideways here, and it just trades within this range between $2 and 34. So unless you think this is going to come down to $2 at the bottom of this yearly trading range, and then break down to 0, I guess, I don't know what to tell you. So I don't know what bears are thinking. Maybe they see things differently. This is a buy. I'm telling you right now, get in. If you keep waiting for 13s, 12s, it might not come. If it comes, cool, I'll add more. But I'm waiting for that confirmation of that breakout. Once we get that breakout, I know it's going to seem weird to average up, especially because I'm bringing my average up by adding 1,000 shares as it's moving higher. But that's just me riding the momentum, right? That's just me riding the momentum. Experience, I know how to play the game. Because once this breakout happens, sellers have been completely exhausted. They're going to be nowhere to be found until we get to that next level, which at this point would be the next big level is going to be 18s and then finally 21. I shouldn't say 18. The big level is going to be 21.5, but 18 we should see some resistance. If we see no resistance at 18 and we just blast through that, oh boy, that means sellers are just gone. Oh, and oh, dude. By the way, there's like I think it just has like 25% short interest. So if we pump here, this thing's gonna get a squeeze on top of that because they're gonna have to cover. So this is this is the big play here. My big play. I've always had the intention of adding like 50 to 80K anyways. This is where I make the bulk of my money is on monostock and Nvidia. Jeff will get there, but yeah, great indicators for sure. Volume on is low on Mara today. This guy's looking at the volume on a stock that's going sideways. The volume tends to be low when we go sideways with any stock. I mean, if there was volume, we'd be surging, or if there was buying volume, we would be surging. If there was more selling volume, we'd be tanking. So it makes sense. Let's look here. Love the new setup. Looks great. Oh, that's Joey Shaw or Joey Schma, but I think he's on a vacation or something. I ran with Mara to 46 last run, sold, and it went to 75. Just my luck, well, not selling this time around. Yeah, continue to hold. See, there's people who have been around long enough who understand how to play the game now. I don't know if it'll go back to 46 or 75. It absolutely can if it can break above 30s and hold. But for the time being, my personal target is 20, 25, 30 for a nice 50 to 100%. About. I just put in my notes on the phone where my list of stocks I watch are at. So he's learning. He's keeping track of things. I was looking at Mara today. I'll buy the next dip. Ooh, this guy. I hope you do. But once it starts running, you're going to be like, that was the dip. I don't know why he says that, though. I hate when people say this. I was looking at Mara today. I'll buy the next dip. What the hell? Let me show you why that's stupid. Let me show you why that's dumb. And I'm not saying you're stupid at one BAM, one prediction. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm just saying your logic is dumb. Because, let me see. Where's my tool? Okay, there it is. This is the dip, my friend. This is you have it all wrong. This is the dip right here. You're getting it at a 25% discount from local highs. That is the discount. That is the dip. And I've seen this before, and this is not just you, One Bam, One Productions. There's someone in my Discord named Jeff. He's also waiting for the next dip. But the thing is, this is the dip. What you're asking for is you're just asking to buy, you just want to buy it lower. But if this comes down to 13s, you might just look at 13s and go, well, you know what? I don't want to buy 13s. What if it comes down to 10? And then when it goes to 10, you're not going to buy because you're going to be like, oh, well, what if it comes down to 3 again or 5? Oh, what if it would? And then when it's at 5, you're going to be like, well, what if it goes down to 3? Like, it just, this, no, this is the dip. This is the dip. So, I hate when people say that. I'm going to wait for the next dip. Like, bro, this is the dip. I think unless he's thinking shorter time frame, because when you look at that daily, that is the dip. I think if you're trading shorter term, maybe on the smaller time frame, sure, I guess you can wait for the next dip. But yeah, still holding for 24 shades. The bears are buying signals. LOL. Yeah, even I notice they are almost always wrong. Yeah, I don't know why they're great, man. These bears, these retail and shorts, they're great for squeezing. I'll say that much. What's your big swing trading position? It's Mara stock. Garbage stock missed this hype run. When they announce anything, it'll be during bear season. Fire Fred now. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Mara, I find it to be one of the annoying mining stocks I prefer. They're calling it annoying, which means it's time to buy. That's what that means. Because once this gets moving, it's suddenly not annoying. Suddenly it's one hell of a stock. Iron Benkikimara asks, there's a new bull in town. Generally, one would try and buy a stock when it's consolidating, not once it's run. So do you buy when it's do you buy iron when it's run from 5 to 30, or do you buy stock that's retraced from 83 to 15? I own and love iron, and I think their managers superior, but Mara is by far the better buy at current levels. Yeah, and we measured that. It's giving you the biggest discount relative to the other Bitcoin miners. What is the name of the tool you're using? Mumu. I hope it goes to 13. I will buy a bunch more if it does and really lower my average. Make more later. Yeah, these aren't going to do anything for a while. I don't think. Maybe November, December it can get over 25 to 30, hopefully. And this is the guy I was telling you about. Good old Trucker Jeff. He was waiting for 13s and it's just not going down there. He's waiting for the dip, but this is the dip. That drop from 21.5 to where we are at current levels, that is the dip. And Jeff has learned that the hard way because he just keeps waiting and waiting and waiting, cash on the side, waiting and waiting and waiting. And if it starts running, guess what? He's going to be like, I should have bought when it was at 16. And then he's going to be kicking himself, and he's just going to continue to wait for 13, and it's just never going to come because it's going to rise to like 20, then 25, and he's going to be kicking himself. That's the funny thing. Funny how that works. Again, he's a beginner, so you get to see all of these flaws real quick. I read the same thing about them pivoting into AI. Also, they don't want to just be a Bitcoin miner anymore, which is good, I think. Yep. It has to go to at least 20 first so I can make money. Then it'll tank to 15 mid-August. LOL. Oh yeah, he was delusional. By the way, he's a beginner, so he has some delusional takes. Like as a trader, not as a person, but as a trader, because I don't want to think I'm insulting him. As a trader, he has some delusional takes. Like in his mind, hey, I just bought the dip. It should immediately go to 20. And then tank back to 15 so I can buy again. And then please go to 20, straight to 20 again. Because he was trying to make money every day, every month, every week. But the reality is there's going to be times where stocks just don't do anything. And there's not much money to be made. So, yeah, again, he's learning. Super bullish, but yes, pullbacks have to happen. You were pretty on with your 400 target. Oh, man. So do I buy Mara after earnings or do I wait until the end of August? He hasn't... Dude, you haven't bought yet? You should just be buying. If you start buying once it's running, cool. But now I know that you're a good signal. That would mean you're a good signal. When you keep asking these questions, that means it's time to buy. So far, it's been a weak summer for Mara. I mean, historically, just kind of doesn't really do much in these months. So it's kind of expected. Let's go. I made 56% on the March 28 dip. Great stock. Got some vids as usual. Shades. Nice one. Hope your heartburn gets better. It has gotten better. Has gotten better. Although I'm going to start drinking alcohol again. So probably going to come back. It's my fault. It comes and goes. Because I just don't have the discipline to not drink alcohol. Or eat garbage. Mainly spicy food. I signed up on your membership. I was trying to send you a message, but not sure how. We already got taken care of that. He's already in the Discord. Patreon.com/shadesandtrades. Shades Pony. Looks like it's already starting to recover. That's because I wanted to go to 15. LOL. Maybe I should just wish everything I have will go down. Then it'll skyrocket. LOL. I would like a free trial, please. That might be a scammer, but we'll see. Canelo versus who's fighting? Canelo versus that one guy Crawford. I got Canelo winning. I think a jump in. I don't know. I'll tell you this: when I moved up 30 pounds in weight, when I put on 30 pounds, I should say, I'm slower. I was slower. Let me put it. I was slower. So and you get tired faster when you're bigger. Let me put it that way. When you're so used to being a certain weight and then suddenly you move up in like 30 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever, it has an effect on you. And so I think Canelo's going to take this one. I think the media has done a very good job of convincing people that Crawford has a chance. Let me put it that way. Because people are that gullible. All right, guys, that's it for the video. As always, 16.31. Please buy before this thing starts running. Because once this thing goes above 17, it's going to 18 fast, then 21. We've seen already all these other mining stocks start moving like this. They start just running. Mara hasn't done it yet, but once it does, you're going to be like, oh, so I should have bought it when it was going nowhere. That's just, let me look at our stock. Is a perfect example before I can let you go. Our stock, right? Nobody wants it when it's going sideways down here at the purple line, right? And now it's moved like from lows of $2 and under. It's moved 50% plus, and who knows how much further it can go. So nobody wants it when it's going sideways. Then it pumps huge. Oh my God, everyone wants it. This is not unique to Mara or RR. This happens to every stock in the market. As long as you are patient, as long as you are disciplined, as long as you follow the strategy, you'll be fine. That's it for the video. I'll see you, ladies and gentlemen, in the next one.